Question 10 says, a girl collects the following data in metres in a science experiment. So it gives you all those lists of numbers. There's 15 in total there. So she states the median is the one in the middle. So the median is 0.54, which is highlighted there. Explain why she is not correct. So basically the data is not in order. So it should be in ascending order, or from smallest to biggest there. And then you would be able to find out the median from that. So she then decides to show her data in a stem and leaf diagram. The first three are recorded. So 0.32, 0.43, 0.51 is recorded. Complete the stem and leaf diagram. So this is where it comes ordered, is because it's an ascending order. So 0.32, 0.36, 0.39, 0.43, 0.48 and 0.49, so and so on. So all of these are in order. And you have your key to tell you what they actually mean. So question C, it says, give one advantage of displaying the data in a stem and leaf diagram. And that means the data is now in order, so you can see a bit more clearly the numbers that you're using. So this one here, it says, use the stem and leaf diagram to write down the correct median. And we say that the median is 0.52. Now the way you would work that out is there's 15 numbers, so it's 15 plus 1, and we divide it by 2 to find the middle number. So that is going to be 16 divided by 2, which is equal to 8. So that means we're looking for the 8th number in here. The median would be the 8th number in here. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So 0.52 would be the median. Question 11 says the attendance for some classes is shown below. Class A is 17 pupils out of 20 were present. Class B, 21 pupils out of 24 were present. And Class C was 19 pupils out of 22 were present. Which class had the highest percentage attendance? You must show your working to justify your answer. So we get percentages of each one. 17 out of 20 is written as a fraction. It's 17 over 20. And to change this fraction to a percentage, we times by 100. So when we do that, it's 85% for Class A. And if we do the same, it'll be 87.5% for Class B. And if we do the same for Class C, it's 86.36%. You can see that 87.5% is the highest percentage. So Class B has the highest percentage attendance. So question 12 is drawing a straight line. You can see I've already drawn it here, but to get it like this, we have to go through a certain process. So on the grid below, draw the graph of y equals 3x take away 4. Now we're not given a table for this to plot points. So we have to draw a table of values for this. So we've taken minus 3 all the way to 3 on the x-axis and put it here. And then we've looked at the equation of a straight line, which is y equals 3x minus 4. Take the x out and just substitute everything into this. So it's 3 times x take away 4. So it's 3 times minus 3 take away 4, which ends up being minus 13. 3 times minus 2 take away 4, which is minus 10. 3 times minus 1 take away 4 is minus 7, and so on. So we're just substituting the x values into here. With the brackets there, it just means 3 times this. So when we've got our coordinates or our y's there, then basically we start plotting. So we basically have minus 3 and minus 13. We start plotting that on the graph. This one I've plotted is minus 2 and minus 10, which is here. Is this one here. The next one was 0, 4 I've plotted there, and 2 and 2. But if you want, you can plot all of those to make up the line and then just join your dots. If you find a dot somewhere off that line, then there's a mistake somewhere along the line for you. So for question 13, it's an area of a trapezium. You'll find that formula in your formula sheet on your GCSE. But the formula is the area equals A plus B in brackets times the height divided by 2. A and B are basically the parallel lines that you have on your trapezium. So 6 and 10 would be the A and B part of it. So this one here is already giving you the 36 centimeters squared for the area, so you have to find the height. So all it is substituting everything in. You can see that we've put 36 where the area should be. 6 plus 10 is the parallel line, 6 and 10 we've added together, and we've got the height, and then we divide by 2 there. So the next step is we've multiplied 2 to both sides, so it ends up we get rid of the 2 here, and this 36 becomes 72. 36 times 2 is 72. And then we divide by 16 both sides, so 16 disappears from the h here, and we have 72 divided by 16, which is equal to 4.5. So the height would be 4.5 centimeters. So for this one here is a different trapezium is drawn below. Now, I've drawn a line down here, so we have to calculate what y is here. So you can find this was called an isosceles trapezium. So equal sides on each side. And the way you would do this one is you draw a line here, and you know that this bit from here is 7 centimeters. So the rest would be 4 centimeters if you add them up. You half that, because then you would have 2 centimeters on each side. Next, we're looking at this triangle here. So we've got a right angle triangle, which means we're going to use Pythagoras to work out what the height would be there. So you can see that we've got the hypotenuse of this right angle triangle, which is 5 centimeters. So to get one of the shorter sides, we square y and we equal it, and we get the hypotenuse squared, which is 5 squared, and we take away the shorter side, 2 squared. So 5 squared take away 2 squared would be 21. And next one we do is we square root that 21, and then it should be 4.58. So the answer to that is the height would be 4.58 centimeters. So question 14 deals with prime factors. So it says a number expressed as a product of its prime factors is 2 squared times 3 times 5 squared. What is this number? Now what you can do is you can either type into your calculator these prime factors in your calculator, and you would get your answer, or you can just work it out. 2 squared is 4, 3, and then 5 squared is 25, and just key that into your calculator. So it should turn out to be 300 as your answer. So this number is multiplied by 9. What is the new number as a product of its prime factors? So you can see there's a 3 in here, and the initial one here. So it'd be, what you're doing is changing the 9 to 3 squared. 3 times 3 is 9. So that would be handy to, then you can input it into this product of prime factors. So if you times 3 with 3 squared, it becomes 3 cubed. So that's the only one that changes. 2 squared stays the same, 5 squared stays the same, but the only thing that changes from the very first part of the question is it changes from 3 to 3 cubed because you're multiplying by 3 squared. So the next one is this new number a square number? You must explain your answer. So it's not a square number, because if you had a square number, you would have square, square, and square. This one, we have a cube here, which means that whatever answer you get when you key in the calculator would not be a square number. It would have to be 3 squared, 2 squared, and 5 squared. So it says, no, all prime factors are not squared. Question 15 says that Jane completes a 5-kilometre race in 24 minutes. Calculate her average speed in kilometres per hour. Now you can see the difference here. It says minutes and we're looking for hours. Okay, so that's important when you're looking at questions like that. You can see because it's speed equals distance over time. That would be the formula for that. So this is your triangle. If you cover the speed up, you know that it's distance over time that you're looking for. You can see it's 5 over 0.4. It's meant to be 24 minutes, but how do we get 0.4? So we take this 24 minutes and we change it to hours. We divide it by 60 because there's 60 minutes in an hour. So if you've got 24 minutes, you divide it by 60 and you will have 0.4 hours, which is what we need because the answer is asking for kilometers per hour. So we do 5 divided by 0.4, which is 12.5 kilometers per hour. And that should be your answer, 12.5 kilometers per hour. Question 16, it says last year a company made a profit of £152,650. This year the company made a profit of £104,760. Work out the percentage decrease in the company's profit. Give your answer to 1 decimal place. So for this one, we want to find out how much it decreased by. To do that, we take away those numbers here to find out what the difference would be and what the decrease would be on this one. So it's 152,650 take away 104,760, which basically gets 47,890. This is how much it decreased by. You take this number and you put it on top of the fraction here. 152,650 is at the bottom here. What that is you put the starting value, or the first number that they put up there, it's 152,650. Put that there and put it at the bottom of the fraction. To change this fraction into a percentage, we times it with 100. So we get 31.3724%, but the question is asking you to give your answer to 1 decimal place, so that should be 31.4%.